Hi, my name is Dinesh Walsh, and I want to show this video with the slides first. Sorry. This is me. I worked many years in the timber, and from the forest to the painting area, we did products with paint. This is why this is from plastic, but it will be my experience more for the painting line in these products that I have. You see, is my name here. This is the first experience that I have with the plastics, glass plastic. That I saw a machine producing it, and they could recycle the plastic They said, but it's the plastic that are from these caps that are with not good. They put for recycling. I say the industry for recycling is very complicated, and is why I'm doing this video to do it in a different way. Many people complain about plastic going to the sea, but if the planet Terra are not going to finish, but humans can finish on our planet. And we are going, if it happens, we have a lot of cruise, that we make plastic with cruise, and we have a lot of cruise here. That means, if you are against cruise, you need to understand that we cannot have this kind of roads. Must be with stones, not in this way, and shoes that, like these ones, are made with cruise, petroleum. We need them, or you can be more natural and using this like in the past people use it, that don't have plastic and are good to walk in roads without cruise. Is the best way for people using who are against the plastic. We can begin to use this one. I have this photo to show you have everything here where things goes. But for example, this one must be for plastic. Yeah, it's for plastic. But the plastic is a problem to recycle. Quite any plastic is recycled in the Western countries, and they send to another country. They need to be transported by the sea to be recycled. I say the pollution that we send out back, of course you can send in empty computers. Forget. Just to say this, because people need a better information for what can be recycled for plastic or not. And maybe have two different kinds of these boxes for plastic with different situations, for people to understand what can go in one and what can go in the other one. This one is for bottles, glass. Sometimes there are some difficulties to understand what kind of glass, but I don't see much problem in this one. I see more in kind of paper, because paper like plastic is another one. We have a lot of paper with plastic that are not really paper to recycle. And people think that are the same thing, but they are not. Maybe you need another box for the other kind of paper that is not recycled in a normal way, because it's mixed with plastic. Like the situation from the glass. I say people are against glasses, plastic glasses, but they change from what we can recycle, like the first glass, to another one with paper and plastic that cannot be recycled. You cannot use that things in paper or in plastic. They need to go to burn or to throw away. Only some things are specialized in that situation, but not much of it can go. We say maybe we can recycle 1% of paper and paper plastic together, 1% of it. The rest is rubbish. I was to say something from here. Also, you can have two boxes for plastic, different plastic, two different boxes for plastic with paper, and only for paper. It's a kind of plastic I did. I kept at home. And this it was something that I bought. It don't work because it's not good. But it's a kind of plastic that is not recycled in a normal way. This plastic is not normally recycled. This one is not recycled too. These things are not recycled, like bags. They are not recycled. But everything that is here can be recycled. I show you in some places where we can have things that we can recycle in one way, and for all of this rubbish that is not normally recycled. We recycle this, we don't recycle much this one, and this is a different kind of plastic. Because the problem is that plastic is there is not a standardization with plastic to do things. I say every factory can do very different plastics, and they don't go together. And the majority of the products, we complain much about plastic, but we cannot live without bags or buying products without being plastic. You must understand that we need to recycle plastic, but I forget to speak about this situation because the problem from the plastic goes to the rivers is because people don't have any space reserved to put the plastic or paper or rubbish in containers because lots of countries don't give them to the people. Say people need to throw away. In the past, we burned them on the back of the house, like my mom did, until we have a box to send to the rubbish that it was on the road. Because the missing of these things is why we have so many plastics in so many places in the rivers, mainly. For example, this one is the thing that I speak about milk and juice is paper with plastic. It's not a recycle. If we have these things to recycle, they must go to a different thing, a different box for recycling the paper. You need to have paper with plastic and paper without plastic. I begin to do these videos or to begin to develop a kind of things that I think that are important. And this thing is one of situations, it was to be a petrol station. Petrol station, a car for electric cars, stations with electricity, and making everything with recycled products and plastic. Because one of the things that normally I say plastic is gold, is its value as gold. If you know how to use it, how to recycle it, it's very important to recycle the plastic because it's gold. You are just throwing things away. Because, for example, the floor here could be a mix with plastic and sand together, press, and we have parts with 50-50 to put in floor like we have in cement or in stone. Can be plastic and rubber. You can do, rubber is more explosive, but we still have places where we can use it. It's just the state must, because one of the problems is that the states don't pay any attention to this. And lots of things in roads, in state buildings, in many things, you can recycle these products if they are accepted. Because without that, we cannot recycle at all. And for example, I have these things because I think one of the situations that, because making glass is a high intensive energy system, you can do with plastic. Because plastic is, for doing glass and to do plastic, glass may have 5% of the energy that we spend to make glass. Because glass is made by sand. You need to take the sand to the place to extract the sand, send to the place, moving heat, put in ovens with high temperature, and all of this situation is high intensive energy. Moving on the road, they are spending diesel, and they are spending a truck. We need many things to do that job. With plastic, that is a sole product from crude or from coal, it's much economic and fast and ecological than doing with glass. So when we are speaking, you cannot have plastic, maybe you cannot have glass, because plastic is better for the environment that glass is. And like solar panels, I talked at the time, that people can see different things and to increase these products in the selling markets. One way, for example, that they are using solar panels that can be used in many things. This can be acrylic, and is acrylic, this one is on the top here, but could be plastic, because you can have acrylic and plastic. You need to find a way to get the plastic like the acrylic with good visibility and strength and quality to use it in more places in different things that are going to appear soon. That one thing with acrylic that can have colors. You can have normally we see these things or sometimes in the church. In the past it was glass with things with glue up the glass. Now many of them are acrylic. So you have this situation that you can use in the windows in different parts with a nice color and environment and without pollution. Because all of these things must be prepared, and we need to begin to have a standard for plastics that we can use in different things. Without that is a problem. We need laws for that situation. More situations that we can use plastic are going to appear in the kitchen. For example, the shelves in the kitchen could be in this material. Soft, without any problems. Ecological, because what we use now with timber is less ecological than with plastic. Have more organic, because we have wood with plastic on top. Here you just have plastic. But the normal one is to have this part with is not that it's strong crude like plastic, but it's the same thing for fires, everything. And after we use timber with glue here, that means this situation, if it's standardized with a kind of product, can save the environment because it's better against the fires, and we don't need trees to do these things because we have one material like coal. You can have, when we stop the factories producing energy by coal, you can begin to produce plastic by coal. There are a few things you can do with coal. Plastic is one of them. One situation could be plastic, like the other ones we see, with different colors, could be 1 centimeter large, and to pass the light is why you need a good plastic for doing these things, not to have them in glass, but in plastic. This is, one time I was looking to make a kind of toilets for Africa, for countries who have problems with water. This is a nice system that you can keep the water from this and from the shower too, and send back to this situation. That means people, regions without water, can use these things in automatic way with water or manually with water. And it was this part of the study that I did, like the station for electric cars, that I did at the time. With plastic, you can do everything like this one. It's so stupid doing these things without being plastic, because the way how we do this with ceramic is very high, expensive, and not environment at all. I just find this color fun, because some people like gold things. You can have in plastic gold things. For example, the color, these things can be at home, and we can have all the toilet in plastic. The things that we have there are with timber, glue, and paint, and plastic. Is how we do now. Making all in plastic is more ecological than making the mix of everything. If we have a kind of plastic for doing these things, will be a standard for plastics, for materials from the house, kitchen mainly, and bathrooms. Another situation, I come from timber, and there was a time there was a study for doing pallets with plastic, timber, or metallic. Timber wins. But you still, from that time, some places still use plastic. And I think much more incentivate doing them in plastic. The same kind, all of them must be standardized in the future with the same material, the same color, that they can move freely between enterprises and can be recycled in the recycled part, like in the bathroom material, kitchen material. You have the pallets material to recycle. And is the quality, the standardize of the plastic that we need in these situations, and if possible, to do it more natural from the things we make plastic in a more natural way, and for color too. It's a situation here that is, I have this, and after I have paper boxes. It's just to show that for the first, we can do boxes with the same size as the paper boxes, and more, this part can be more right up, they can need to go inside each other, but this part must be more straight. And is this part here, moving them to here, this part to here, that can, after control, the box up the box when they are full. Just to have the weight, because one of the problems of the plastic boxes of the paper boxes, I think sometimes it's more expensive the box than the fruit that they put inside. Because these things, because first the boxes for the plastic and paper, from the plastic you don't have already anything properly for that. But in paper, they go by the standards of the pallets. Pallets are 1 meter 20 by 1 meter or 80 centimeters, 1 meter centimeters. We don't use 1.2 by 1.2, it's 1.2 by 0.8 and 1.2 by 1 meter, more common. But these boxes are prepared to go inside on the top of that pallets. And they need to be strong because we put 2 meters of boxes on the top each other. We need a lot of paper and strong paper to pack the things in a pallet, to move between countries, inside the country. We need a strong box to move materials. It's why I said some of the fruits that we put inside must be, it's cheaper for the producer to buy, to have the fruit than to buy the boxes. And it's all of these situations that, you see, there are products, and between countries, these things must be standard. They are already standard in size because they need to go to the pallets, but they need to be changed for plastic with that thing that I said on the top, put boxes on the top of the box, and they can go inside. And can be standardized in all the world, and in mainly, for example, Europe, that is all together, United States is all together, China, that is all together. But having a standardization of the box for all the countries that can export to them. And we are going to have ending the abusive way of cutting trees for cereals. That is what we are doing now. And let the trees on, not cutting them to do this thing and throw away. Because lots of these products are not going to be recycled in paper. One show more, you see, the size of the paper that we need to have, because it's just one layer. And one layer, we need a strong box to go on. It's why the sizes of the plastic trailer, these things, must be standard in high, having these things here to go to support the boxes on the top, standardizing one style of plastic quality only, better with just one color, and they can move with everything. Say they can be paid per time, but people, when they go back, they send them back, or they are going to use in another thing if they want. See, you can just have different heights, different large, and the standardization to stop the abusive way of moving things with a lot of paper that we need to cut trees for that. It's nothing ecological to cut trees because you say that you are going to recycle. Is that a lie? You are destroying the planet because with liars. We lie to save the planet, and we don't do anything for the planet. We do paper. It's better to have less forests and have the boxes with paper that are recycled, and they are ecological. And for that, we cut all the forests and we don't put any trees there. You see, they pack, and after when we empty the boxes, we throw them away. And with the plastic, we send just them back or for another part. It's why a standardization of the plastic for these situations. Because, for example, when a big, like the free USA, United States, Europe, or China, are importing things, they can import with that standard of plastic. and can be used after in the countries where they are going to. Another thing, people don't see that it's plastic and it's full of contamination. It's very nice look. But this thing is full of timber with glue inside. A strong plastic is the melamine. It's a plastic and it's made from crude. Just we have a different name. It's not plastic, we call melamine. Here, inside, other sides, and lots of things, these things could be between plastic, acrylic, could be done in that situation. This is things that we normally do. Is one more situation, because when people see this, they think it's not plastic. This thing is plastic. Have a different name, but it's exactly more or less the same product that now we are using in all the windows in all the world. Is more common. But you see, no one speaks that is made from crude or coal. And it's like the glass, you can have double glass made like plastic. And one of these situations, if you have these things standardized, lots of people can buy them for the backs of the house with plastic use that is ecological and can give a better life to the people with a very low price. Because it makes very different prices in these products. Another one full of crude, because this part white is made from crude, petrol. Just people don't see that it's a kind of plastic. We give them another name, but it's more or less plastic. That you use quantities more for shells. This kind of shells, they could be absolutely in plastic. Like these parts here, much of them could be plastic. A standardization of things for plastic to cut in the factories. Like a table, the top of a table. Normally, anti-ecological at all, that could be made with plastic. With different colors. This is the photo that I did the same. Is that you say you don't want plastic, it's dangerous at home. This is made from petroleum and is good. But if you say, just you cannot say that it's plastic. People buy plastic, but they don't need to know. If they know, they begin to go to timber. It's 99 of windows and doors, they are made with crude petroleum. Another one looks very nice, but it's plastic. It's a kind of melamine, it's covered. Some parts have timber full of glue. We'll see after the materials that they put inside. And after they put melamine, but we don't say that it's plastic or made from crude. No, it is not plastic or crude. People buy. You have in the apartments everything, but you cannot know that it's from plastic, a kind of plastic. Another one, it's a situation. I have one of these things, and here's for what we can recycle. This is one of the things that we do with rubbish plastic. Because the rubbish plastic melts in black, like this color. I had one in my country that we used to, for clothes, from the washing machine to the dryer, to dry on the sun, and taking them back. We use this one. A kind of, it is not this one, but it's exactly the same. You can recycle many things, and incentivize to people to buy recycled products, because people don't know that this thing is recycled. Like this one is situations that we can increase the recycle from very different plastic to make things, because one of the problems in the plastic for that the new ones, new plastic pots that normally people buy, they are very thin. With recycled plastic, you can do them stronger in the thickness and have a very different looking, and it is one of the products that we can use recycle. You see, it's very nice in the kitchen, in the top, on the table. Not on the top, you can change match this. You can, but just to know what you have in the kitchen. Timber with glue, plastic, around is what is made. That when we have all of these things, that plastic can have the shape and a kind of sports inside that are done at the same time that can then make like a compact thing with a structure that looks compact and strong like compact. But this is to show what we don't know. For them, this material is very concentrated. It's like sawdust, yeah, and full of glue, but it's a stronger material, but full of glue and timber. This one is timber with glue, more soft. That is very common to use this one. In the timber factory where I work, you use the saw from the timber, comes from this part here. We sold normally this part here to the sawmills and this part here for paper. Is what we used to do. Because it was a good material. But don't forget, all of this is full of glue. Glue is a chemical and good for fires too. And smoke is the same. This is the American style. They cut the timber in slices and after they glue all together. This is from bamboo. Glue in this situation. And for the floor, for things that floor. Anyway, bamboo, you are going, I don't know if I agree, but bamboo is very funny. Because when you are molding bamboo, in timber you need to take the bark. You need to go to cut the timber, the log, in different pieces. They go to dry. After they go to molding. We go to glue, and after we go molding again. It's a lot of things with timber to do. And this bamboo is one of the best materials to do these things. Another one that is bamboo. This is another material that we developed in the last century, at beginning and the other century too. It was from 1890, or I think, anyway, the beginning of last century. People think that it's plastic for this situation. No, it's not. It's a little more in front. But people normally make the association this is plastic. Everybody knows this, the weight, how we are strong, and with material like plastic. That is not being produced in the quantities that we will need, and it was important. Because this product, that is like the other one, there are many ways of producing backlit. I have it here because it's the experience with backlit that I use and in the sauce and make, for example, tires. One of this part it was from work to produce tires that without having the time limit 1 year, you could have them with 5 years if you mix backlit. Already they do that. I didn't know. But they are not using it on the top because they want to sell 5, not 1 tire. But the backlit is the product that can save the system. We have cars electrics, but we have tires like in the prehistoric time. This is a way of making tubes. I think it's very important for countries. Every country have one of these machines. I'm not selling. I have here one of the sellers, but I'm not selling machines or have any interest in it. It was just the photo to show that we have machines to do these tubes with plastic. Because I am a plastic man, and is why this picture is here. I see all of these people are plastic. Normally, this kind of plastic is made with recycled plastic. We don't use much that, but for example, this photo here too shows how we use the plastic before. Now you are using other things. You are not using plastic recycled, you are using new plastic for producing the things. Anyway, the quantities, for example, this one that is for fields, the quantity of plastic to use are now in the fields. You need to know what to do with that. And there are many things you can do. You see, this is the one picture I saw a short time ago in the UK, these things. that is plastic. There are many ways of doing this resistance, lots of ways. And for me, one is better than using cement or iron. I prefer to use plastic. This is here that I saw in the construction nearby me, you see. It's plastic in that way. In the fields, the quantity of, I don't know what they do to this plastic. What I know, was have in South the Spain, they put under they put the group and putting soil on the top, and it's okay. But you can recycle all of these materials, for example, for streets. You can make, I'll show you later. For example, this is one of the situations where we can use a recycle. I am a person normally, when we speak in pollution, we don't need to know, we need to know what is the problem for pollution, but we need to give an answer to. You cannot be against everything and don't give any solution. My way of thinking is giving solutions, not taking the problems. I thought, well, we can use so much recycled plastic. Look, you can use here and here. And I think this with recycled plastic will be better than in metallic, because I think it's in iron. They look like aluminium. Really, I don't know, but I think it's metallic with a protection against the erosion. And for me, these things are better in plastic than are in metal. Because when we crash against them, because lots of roads don't have this thing, we go directly to these ones, you can damage a lot, because this thing is very strong, don't have any shape like a car moving up and down to soft the road. This part is nothing soft at all. Say, when we touch it, we are going to damage really the car. If it's plastic, I'm not going to do that. And not be, because they can bundle a little. If we use 10, 12 millimeters iron from construction, you can put inside here, in the other side, in this part here, and in this part here, two tubes. Iron from construction, that go from one side to another, and can bundle moving a little 1 centimeter, and will be better for the crash. Not so strong, because you have a kind of protection like the belt moves. Will be a kind of belt moving. These things don't move at all. We can break, and it's so strong that can break a car. And using two things of iron here, connect them like a Lego on the back. They just crash against each other, and will be better for the roads that we are using now. It was one of the solutions for using plastic. Recycled plastic, normally the black one, that with a lot of products that we need to burn them, but they can be used in this situation. Like in this situation in the floor. If we make a plastic, glue everything 4 sides and one more side here, let it one open, you can put sand inside from the sea or from places that the sand and have, putting water on the top, and after with it close. And you can have a massive thing without making pollution with plastic. And keep recycling one product that you have tons of things. It's very easy to do that situation, but it's not done. But that's the reason is the protection of the state for doing these things. And our states are working for this. Our governments work with the government. They are now a closed cycle. That they are not doing things from the outside. It's a machine that works with the machine inside. It's not for ruling, it's just to keep the machine working for themselves. Another situation we can do with recycled plastic. Everything needs the approval of the state for this situation. Like this one, is summit could be in plastic, recycled plastic. You have many places you can have the plastic. And because it's a recycled plastic, will be recycled again with the same style of plastic to recycle without any problems. When we take this, you can put on the road or in the place where the rubbish goes for recycling for the same material. It's a very interesting thing is this situation. I don't know. I'm finishing this product. Yeah, it was the idea of doing these things with recycled plastic. But you have this style of plastic that goes is from Dubai building roads. They use this because there is a product of sun. They fill this and after put the cruise on the top. The cruise of the plastic. Anyway, plastic can be mixed in the cruise too. That is another way how to spend plastic, black plastic, for example, from the fields, is to mix that when we are going to do roads. Because you are not putting plastic, it's the same material that the black with cruise, just in a different form, but it's like the cruise have the same characteristics if you put the plastic on the road. I don't think it's important now, it's out of context this one. But could be done 1 meter by 1 meter or 2 meters by 1 or 240 because you need to pay attention to the enlargement of the tracks and the measurements. Like the pallets, you have pallets 120 by 80 and you could have 250 by 80 and goes all the part of the car because the things are prepared for twice 1.2. And you could use this with sand or the things that soil that is like the material that we do pottery, and will be a very good solution for many places. And if it's with the little stones, the water go through the stones, and it's one of the things for could be used inside towns and normal roads. Another thing, this is a new plastic, but everything could be recycled plastic. And after with a film, a plastic film, you just put inside and we get the color. Because this thing looks like a paper. Before, for example, this one is the situation I'm speaking. Because all of this is red. But after with hot, this thing molds to this part here. And that could be everything plastic and plastic for molding from here to here. Because here is just from here to here, a different kind of plastic. But could be from here to here with red, this color, red, down on the top of the black. Cycle normally in this situation, rubbish plastic goes to black plastic, like this color here. Another thing is the signals on the road. They are metallic, but they get damaged with, I don't know the name, the iron gets damaged. And could be plastic, recycled plastic on the thing with a film, like a paper on the top that glows in the other part, and you can have, is one of the things that you can do, use with recycled plastic for the roads. It's just on the top, takes a few, and the signals have all the same measurement. You use paper, plastic, like a paper, that you put on the top and appears the signal here. Without painting, that is more ecological than painting these things. It's an amazing process of old plastic are recycled. It's very fun of this. All these things are going to be recycled, for sure. If you have a sex, it's just go to Google because all my things are taken by YouTube. You go to YouTube, you write, and you get it. Why have these things? Another plastic that is black. You can have this size, but you could have 4 or 5 altogether without these parts here. Without to be, this one maybe is 50 centimeters like that, or 60. I could have 2 meters, 2 meters 40 to get transporting tracks, and you can use plastic. And using this system, we can make the enrichment of the soil for the product that we are on the top. And moving from a place where we can prepare the soil, we can send after to the fields, and after you can take it to the soil and mix again, or have something that can be used for 2 or 3 years, the land, and after recharge the soil again with the product and send back. Everything can be made by machines now. We don't do things by hand now. That is a big problem, because the future is without jobs, is not with jobs, because everything now can be done by machines. Another situation is the same picture. Is where that picture I have with this one, because this one, this can be looking like this one, just a different way of to do things. We don't do this nowadays because it's expensive. But with that things you can just put material inside and have the same things for roads. And I finish this program with God's Son, because we need to believe in something, and if we have to believe, it's better to believe in one God, that we don't spend money or don't make business a little strange with what we have when we speak about God. And I finish the program here. It's finished. And thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoy. See you next time. And subscribe. If you subscribe and link, you are going to have access for my videos, because I'm thinking to do many of them.